Now, just as you can pivot, you can also reverse the process and unpivot. Now, first of all, we're going to create a table which stores all of this information. Now, do you remember how to create a table which stores the information from a select query and creates a table at the same time? We use the into. We do it right after the select, so into table pivot. So if I run that, 3 rows affected, and if I refresh the tables, there's our pivot. So we can select top 1000 rows. There we go. So what we can do now is unpivot this table. And first of all, we can't get all of the information back. We can only get the information that's visible. For instance, date of transaction was in the original table. I can't get that back from here. I can only get back what I can see. So I can get back to the year, the month, and the amount. So what we do is build up slowly, select star from table pivot, and then we unpivot, open bracket. First of all, we need a column for all of these sums, all of these final figures. So we're going to use the word amount because that's where it came from. For, and now we're going to say what we want a column for all of these headings. So we want a month column. And then in, and then in brackets, we list the columns that we want converting. So 1, 2, and so forth. There we go. Close the bracket for the in, close the bracket for the unpivot, and we need to put an alias. We may have done this once or twice in the past. So I'll call this table unpivot. Right, so now if we run, so now we have got 36 rows. So remember we were talking about 25 earlier, we've got 36 because we've got all of these rows where the amount is equal to 0. So I suppose we could put a where afterwards, where amount is not equal to 0, and exclude all of those. And yes, we can. We're down to 25 rows. So you'll see that the pivot and unpivot are very similar. The pivot, you need an aggregation, so sum or min or max is compulsory, but the rest of it, for and in, they're exactly the same. And that's the entirety of pivoting.